Stewart.
What a night of rugby league.
It's the Sea Eagles and the Roosters on Fox Sports.
And this is how the home side take the field. At fullback, Michael Robertson. On the wings, Nick Bradley-Galalawa comes onto the flank, David Williams. In the centres, Stephen Bell goes back to his customary centre position. He will partner Steve Maddai. And Jamie Lyon goes to 5'8", despite the number 3 on his back. Matt Orford is the halfback and the captain. A back row of Luke Williamson, Anthony Watmo and Glenn Stewart. And the front row is Brent Kite, Matt Ballin and Josh Perry. The interchange, Steve Menzies drops back to the bench alongside Heath Lestrange, Glenn Hall and Mark Wright. They're coached by Des Hasler, and their opposition, the Roosters, come off a strong win also Monday night football in wet conditions against the Tigers.
Yeah, short preparation for the Roosters, but everything they've produced so far has been magnificent, and Brad Fittler certainly deserves plenty of the credit. But this is the way the Roosters will line up today. Minicello at the back of the field alongside Kenny Dow and Perrott, the Kiwis, on the wings. Centre combination, Brent Gross and Asia Soliola. The halves, and that'll be the key for the Roosters this afternoon, their kicking game in particular. Braithen Nasta will skipper the Roosters alongside the exciting Mitchell Pearce. The back row for the Roosters today, Mitch Orbison, Lapini Player and Sedamata Sarr. Up front, there's been one slight change. Mark O'Mealy, Riley Brown and Mickey Payer comes off the interchange bench this afternoon. Reverting back to the interchange bench is David Shillington. Frank Paul Nuasala is there, along with Anthony Cherrington and James Orbison, and their coach is Brad Fittler.
Shane Hayne will referee this one, halfway point of the season. And this clash, even though the Roosters without their origin stars and no Brett Stewart for Manly, still very enticing. The Roosters proved they could handle the loss of some of their stars back in round 10 when they defeated Parramatta. Sunday football on Channel 9 underway with Matt Orford. Comes down on the 10-metre line, and Mark O'Mealy is first to hit it up. Former Northern Eagle, 15 metres out from the Roosters line. Perry was the tackler. And now the run was Sam Perrott. Ground has stood up fairly well to the wet weather leading into today. This time with Mitch Orbison.
Well, the ground looks good, Bossy, but watching the Toyota Cup games, we see the head-to-head between the two sides. Very, very slippery. No rain around at the moment, but you would think that maybe changing the angle of your attack will cause a problem for the opposition defence. Payer takes it forward.
Just dumped off there by Pearce for Mickey Payer into the starting side with his brother Lapini today. Back for Pearce, kicks from 5 minutes inside his own half, then was pushed off his feet by Ballin. Robertson has fullback duties today, and he's hit over the top. O'Mealy and Anasta. Downstairs work done by Mickey Payer. But Robertson felt every bit of that. Now Williams does the same. Real punch in the tackle, legally.
And with the wet conditions, the very condensed Roosters attack that we saw against Parramatta before Origin 1, already evident. They will be a long way from the sidelines when the opposition have the football.
Manly attacking the left side, Watmo. Through the clutches of Mickey Payer that time, who's there again. Real wrestle develops, 4 in the tackle. And after that call held, he was knocked off his feet. Back for Orford, his first kick of the day. First set of the day, and Jeff Tuvey was already out there for Manly. Now 2 tries against the Tigers on Monday night. One of the tries of the year, in fact. Now O'Mealy. When it comes for Payer, they go up high. It was Stewart. An assist from Brent Kite. And down he goes just outside the 40. Steady set this one. Here's kicks from outside the 40. Again, it's Ballin applying the pressure. So if he's been given a job, he's certainly carrying it out today. Williams back on the kick return. And Maddai with the ball. He was terrific last week against Canberra. Really played it tough. And now Galileo back in field. Ran straight into Soliola. They're in an attacking, kicking area here, Manly. Orford, high ball from 30 metres out. Underneath it is Sean Kenny Dow, and his first take of the day is fine. He's had his moments this year. Most of them, though, have been good for Sean Kenny Dow. They were the standings heading into this weekend. 18 competition points, the Roosters. Manly to 16, and Manly have won 5 of their last 6, and Roosters 4 straight as they merely twisted and put down by 3 defenders. Lyon first in, playing 5'8", but with 3 on his back. Now Brent Gross. One of the real bargain buys for the Roosters this year. Likewise, the dummy half, Riley Brown. Back for Pearce, this time from inside the 30. And plenty on that.
And Manly winning the opening exchanges here at the moment. Every time the Roosters have kicked, they've had to kick from further inside their own half. And each of the Manly kicks have got further downfield towards the Roosters' try line. They're in pretty good field position here. And opening up with a very solid opening gambit.
And very strong run there by Brent Kite, followed up by Matai. He takes off at 15 metres. It's simple, it's straightforward, and it's very effective at this stage. Orford holds it up, thought about kicking just for a moment before the last. Now it is the last. And that takes their number 1 kicker out of play. Lyons got into position. Here he is, Jamie Lyon, kicking out towards the winger, Sam Perrott. Williams is through there, or rather Galileo, and then almost an air swing from Soliola. And line drop out the call. That was a real anxious moment for Yasiya Soliola. So too for Sam Perrott. But I tell you what, the hand of Nick Bradley-Galileo almost gets underneath Soliola to score here. This is a lot closer than what you thought on first viewing.
It was a good effort from Jamie Lyon. He realised that Matt Orford was playing the football on the last, and he went from the right side to the left side into a kicking position. And another set of 6 coming their way with Brent Kite taking it centre field, 30 out.
Took a gallop as if he was on the wrong leg on the hit up, on the return there. Perry is 20 metres away. Roosters get tough. The Seagulls front rower, 23 metres away from the line. And Ballon, a dummy there to Lyon. Okay, Mealy was called out by the referee Hayne, and then Robertson with a right foot step, well tackled by Anasta. But they're only 10 metres out. Steve Bell straightens up. Steve Bell is over for Manly. That's too easy against the Roosters, who have defended so well this season. Bell through traffic, weaved his way over.
And there are a few players better in traffic than Steve Bell, State of Origin representative. And he made that look very easy, picking it up out of dummy half. Both the markers are set. And then he just straightens up into a hole between Payer and Mitch Orbison. And all of a sudden the try line was there. Gets close. Orbison going low. Minicello ineffective. Bell gets opening points.
Well, they just worked the way up the field in 5 sets of 6. No nonsense stuff. Plenty of running from dummy half. Good forward charges around the middle of the ruck. And every kick from Manly got further downfield, finally culminating in a line drop out to the Roosters. And a couple of tackles later, Bell has just slipped his way in. So all the opening points have gone with the Manly side. There's their coach, Des Hasler. Be very happy with that little period. Very purposeful about their work.
Bell now 86 tries for his career and got a double here in the corresponding game last year. This man, Matty Orford, got a hat-trick this game last year. Didn't score too many tries last season, but did get 3 against the Roosters. And Robertson, just to complete a 10-try day for Manly, Robertson got a hat-trick as well. Roosters a far better proposition now than they were last season, round 17. Orford for a 6-0 lead from 15 metres out. That's the story here. Early days at Brookvale Oval. Nathan Asta to get us into the next passage of play for the Roosters, having conceded first points of the match. And Perry is motoring the ball back over the 10-metre line and then pushed back towards his own goal line. Drive led by Sam Perrott. Strong effort. Sideline, let's head down to Laurie Daly.
Yeah, these type of conditions, boys, obviously the kicking game is very important. Look for both sides to put a lot of pressure on the main kickers. Orford for Manly and Mitchell Pearce.
Brent Kite has started off with a stormer today. Brent Kite, he's opening 10. Now Stewart. It is good stuff from the representative discard, you've got to say, unfortunately for Brent. Now Watmo, almost back to halfway. This is an impressive set from Manly. Orford the kick, charged down by Raleigh Brown. Fielded by Robertson. Tackle count restarts. 40 metres away from the Roosters line. Now Ballon for Orford. Sets it up here for Lyon. Fed along for Maddai. Galileo on his outside. And Soliola threw him down. Lost hold on the way through. Here's finished it off. This time it's Watmo. Put a fend on Maddai, his teammate. Then away for cut again. He is full of running. He's only 18 metres away from the line. Manly on fire here for Perry. Is tackled by Orbison. Got it back for Ballon. Now for Orford. Orford a dummy. There's Bell. He's got a double. The bell rings twice. It may ring 3 or 4 times. Even before half-time. It's 10-0. The Seagulls in full flight.
And lovely second phase play work there by the home side. Both the front rowers had a storming start. Brent Kite outstanding. Josh Perry taking the ball forward strongly. Got driven back from the restart, the kickoff. But at the other end of the field, he attracts 3 defenders, gets the right arm free, throws it back to support play in Ballon. On to Orford. He throws the big dummy. The defence were taken by surprise that the pass was actually kept alive, and then Steve Bell stayed behind Orford to get his second in as many minutes.
It looks like men against boys at the moment. It is chalk and cheese between these two lineups in the way they've started this game in the opening 10 minutes. The Roosters look sluggish. They're going backwards on every play. Even in possession of the ball, they're struggling to make ground. And Manly are doing it really easy. It's a very purposeful opening, but they're doing it comfortably. And some real danger signs here for the Roosters, because physically they're just not in the contest. There's no physical presence in their defence at all.
Well, Brent Kite has sent a message to New South Wales selectors. We've got one on the sideline, but Steve Simpson getting the nod after just 3 games this year. Into the 17 for game 2. Here's Orford's kick, and Orford has hit the upright for 10-0.
Well, let's just have a look at what happened to Brent Kite. He was in the Australian team for the centenary test, then failed to make selection for State of Origin #1. Ben Cross gets a hand injury out of that game, and he's overlooked again, that man on screen. And Laurie Daly, he is sending a message to you and the other guys that are putting people in sky blue jerseys.
Well, that's what you expect from representative players, Sterlo. When they miss out, not to be disappointed, go back to their clubs and play like representative football and footballers, and Brent Kite's certainly done that. Defence is all about attitude and competing, boys, but today the Roosters, their first up contact and the rest has been very poor.
Will Williamson had a moment there, fell onto his knees in trying to bring the ball back, only 5 metres out from his own line. Here's Kite, rip-rearing, ready to go again. Red Fittler all alone on the bench for the Roosters, the coach, and now Stewart. Tackled 20 metres out from the line. And with Ballon on for Orford. He's there, and there'll be a penalty here going the way of Manly.
He's coming there. Yeah. This doesn't matter. I've got no problems. Well, mate, he doesn't hit him in the head.
There's the explanation from Shane Hayne. First of all to Mark O'Mealy, then to Braithen Astor.
It's a fair reply. Where's he supposed to hit him? Well, not in the head. Mark O'Mealy said he was going for the ball. The ball was up around near the head, but against the rules.
Ballon away, Kite with another run. O'Mealy came up first at him. Not quite a brute big hit, but getting close to it. 40 metres away from the line. Manly, everywhere Kite goes, Perry follows, and he's offloaded again. And then O'Mealy came in. His knees may have caught the back there of the Manly player, accidental on Ballon. Now Orford on for Lyon. Here is Stewart. A good forward pack, unaffected by representative duty here. Manly able to put the same 6 on just about every week. Now Watmo got a fend away from Pearce, run away from Soliola. Get away for Galileo. Over his head. Clip the line. Watmo. It's gone forward. Roosters with the ball, and then Perry. That is a brute big hit on Anthony Minicello. How's your back? How's your bad back, Anthony?
Well, the pass can't have been ruled forward. The second one of the ones down the sideline after Watmo put Galileo away. He knows he's going over the sideline, gets it back. That must have gone backwards to the referee's mind. Otherwise, it would have been an infringement against the Manly team. But as it's turned out, it's a line drop out. and a big brute hit from Perry.
I take it Josh isn't a chiropractor, judging by that tackle. And yes, if the pass is thrown backwards and then bounces forward, it's fine, and that is what Shane Hayner's obviously ruled for it to be play on. Here's one of these long line dropouts, 58 metres, fielded by Robertson. Perry and Kite, you could not ask for anything more. I don't know what happened there with O'Mealy. He missed him totally. He was mistimed his attempt at a tackle. Ballon takes off with support in Watmo. And the men are marching against the boys, as Gus put it. Orford, switch of play for Williamson. Manly have been good this year. I don't know whether they've been up to this level of greatness that they are today. Back for Lyon, then for Robertson. It's sharp, it's crisp. Every man playing a part here. Stewart, Lyon, this time straightens up, and some respite there for the Roosters. They're able to shut up shop on that play. Last tackle, Ballon quickly for Orford. Got the kick through, big ricochet. This time Minicello, there's another one for him. They apply the traction again. This time it's Bell who takes him touch in goal.
Well, I reckon the last time the Roosters had possession of the ball was around about the 6th minute. So we've seen 9 minutes of action, and it's all been Manly attack, Roosters defence. And I'm trying to work out how that second kick got through there after the first ricochet. But in the end, Minicello has belted into the in goal, and Manly will get it back again.
Let's go, Grace.
Argument for another day, but there was a bit of a passive offside player in all of that. Laurie Daly's sideline.
Yeah, what about the start from Josh Perry? Came to Manly, started on the interchange bench, but he's forced his way into the starting side. His start today has been enormous, getting over the advantage line and really creating a quick play the ball on a good platform for the other Manly forwards to follow.
Yeah, the edge taken off Kite's run there. It's almost as if the 40-metre line was a tripwire, and he went straight over it. 73% for Manly. That's getting up towards where the Warriors were at the other night against South Sydney. They'd 81% early and led 14-0 after 14 minutes. Manly 10-0 here through 16.
Yeah, led with his knee there, I thought, Anthony Watmo on Orbison, who has stayed down. Orford throws the dummy, and again.
Well, the touch judge was 10 metres away from it. Here's Lyon inside. Play a fair advantage if he saw something with it. It's no advantage for the Roosters. Comes back infield now for Orford. His kick between the uprights, and Soliola's done it again.
In fact, it wasn't Orbison. I think it might have been Mitchell Pearce out there.
Line dropout time again for the Roosters, and Braithen Astor, a wobbly old one, which will finish up 35 metres out from the Roosters line. Scooped up there by Stewart and held on tackle number 1 by Mitch Orbison. And Ballon for Williamson. Running there at Lapini Paya. Hall is on for Perry. Early change. Roosters getting ready to send James Orbison out there. Line passes to Stewart. Good tackle. Braithen Astor just threw him down. No chance of an offload. Hall into the action. Orford decides to pass inside Watmo, then went for the pass and got it back. Well, actually, they had no dramas with it. He threw it back into the Roosters' leg, ended back up with a footy.
Yeah, that is an interesting one. And this is Watmo taking the ball forward on the other side. Gets that right knee up straight into the head of Mitchell Pearce, who fortunately is okay. And this was the last one where Watmo again features, throws it back.
Well, I don't see anything wrong with that. Should have been play on.
Out!
And Mitchell Pearce, again, guilty of tackling low head on with a bigger knee.
There's a tackle, Gus, from the scrum. A brute big hit. Jamie Lyon has forced the turnover in possession. Ballon's got the ball.
He was on Sam Peridou coming off his wing to take it away from the scrum win.
Well, you can't say they haven't had the ball now, Gus. They've had it for half a tackle. Orford, Madai, 10 metres out from the line. Got away from Soliola. Galileo has to do the hurdle. Then for Watmo. Now away for Glenn Hall. He's 3 metres away from the line, and then gets a little closer than that. Manly closing in on a third try. Ballon, Cots put it down. They rushed up off the line, and the Roosters will get a scrum feed and a massive sigh of relief.
Well, 10-0 is not bad. With the amount of possession and field position against them, this was Perrott getting crunched by Lyon and Glenn Stewart, ball popping out. Manly have had the ball on 12 occasions. They've completed 9 of them. This was their last non-completion. The Roosters have had the ball 4 times in 19 minutes. 10-0's not bad.
Stay there. 2 hands. Ball in. Out.
Roosters scrum win. Let's watch them this time. And that's a show of courage. Perrott ready to take it up again. Now with Sean Kenny-Dow. Back to the 20. Just the final verdict on the Watmo one. I actually don't have a drama with it. It was an extended knee rather than a lifted knee.
Oh, yeah, I'm just saying that there was knee contact. That was...
He did a big stride into it without actually lifting the leg high off the ground. Maybe the review committee will see it differently. Cherrington's back on the field. You see what I mean? He'll really extend out with the right leg. Although then again, it is off the ground. But I'll go into bat for Anthony Watmo there.
There's no problem with it. The problem is in tackling low with a man coming head on.
Oh, there's another big hit, Gus. You can't get a word in. Shillington and Orbison that time on Robertson. Now Manly turn it over, and the Roosters get some of their own back. Here you go, Gussie. Fire up now.
Here's the hit on Robertson, and it was a couple of freshmen in Shillington and Orbison coming off the bench who were able to get down there, chase the kick, and force some pressure. And the Roosters now, for the first time since the 6th minute of the game, are actually going to get some possession. And I think it's the first time they're actually going to get the ball in the opposition half. It's quite amazing.
25 metres out, scrum 1. Pearce on for Minicello, and Minicello turned in the tackle. Back for Pearce. And confronted by the defence. There's some real whack in these tackles today.
It remains to be seen if the Roosters have got the energy to do anything with the ball after all that defending.
And Neely carries it inside the 20. Orbison, that's James at dummy half. And the 2 brothers in the first-grade squad. Very talented. Now it goes away with Pearce. Nice offload there for Saar. He's only 5 metres from the line, trying to get the right arm free.
Well, if they don't score in this set, they need to get a line drop out. They need to put him back to back.
Finally, he's able to disentangle himself there, and now Pearce gets the kick over the top. Williams is there. It just didn't have the height on it. And Williams is a cool kid in only his 5th game in first grade.
Well, they've had plenty of success with that precision kick from Mitchell Pearce. Not kicking it high, kicking it deliberately into the space. But Williams got good position, and Asta flying through really had no chance.
Good tackle there on Glenn Stewart. You heard it too, the first contact. It's heavy stuff out there here at Brookvar. Now Hall up to the 40. Tackled by James Orbison. And now Ballon takes off. He's had a good start to the match. He gets over halfway, Matt Ballon. He's warmed to the role. He's played every game this year, but definitely having more impact now than he did at the start of the season. Orford drives the kick for the corner. Minicello down for it and decides to pass. And Perrott again finds himself under pressure. New Zealand international, 10 metres out from the line. Now another Kiwi rep in Sean Kenny-Dow. 19 metres out from their own line, the Roosters. Orbison, Shillington, able to offload. Kenny-Dow put Anasta faced with a situation of catching with Bell right in front of him.
And you can see here the Roosters, there's really no one running hard onto the ball. They're all sort of standing around with hands on hips trying to suck in the little bit of oxygen, and no one's got any impact.
By Cherrington, back for Anasta, one of the biggest kickers in the game from inside the 40. Good angle on it, not quite kicking on for him, and Robertson comes up with it. Here come the Roosters. Pearce, first man there, and it only takes one to get him down.
He's tough, young Pearce, isn't he? Knocked out a couple of minutes ago, but here he is down there doubling up in defence and leading the chase.
Well, Freddie Fittler's gone on record in the past as saying that is close to his best quality, his toughness. He's got plenty of strings to his bow, and now Watmo with the ball. Just thinking about the Manly wingers. Williams starting today, Robertson back at fullback, Michael Barney on the injured list, and they've signed this Tony Williams from Parramatta. Fair lineup.
He's also just re-signed as well, Michael Barney. Play on, 6 again, that's Ballon, just shy of 40.
Trainer almost got to the ball for Manly. They're 40 metres away from the line. Williamson on the ball. No head of steam up there for Glenn Hall. He's 32 metres away from the line. Williamson on the Lyon. Lyon there, maybe for a moment thought of kicking and sending Williams on the chase to the corner. That's the way the winger wanted it. Now across through Orford, out for Maddai. And Maddai carrying on his form of last week, that time wrapped up by Soliola. Two Kiwi reps face to face on that eastern side of the ground. Here is Hall. And he's able to offload. Quarters away for Mark Bryant. Quick play the ball, wasn't standing square. Then Orford. Out it comes for Stewart. Stewart overgo himself, and that is a try-saving tackle from Braith Anasta. Stewart's been hurt in it. He's in a lot of pain, but Braith Anasta has saved his team. And Glenn Stewart limps from the field. His left knee caught in the tackle of Braith Anasta, and the Beaver, Steve Menzies, comes out.
There you see the left leg twisted there under the pressure of Anasta, and it's great to see him walk off, because in the break he was actually in all sorts of trouble just getting to his feet.
Anasta 10 tackles today, but his 10th has saved a 4-pointer. It was strong and legal. Just unfortunate Stewart ended up in the condition he has. And now the Roosters under pressure, running the ball out from their own line. They are doing it tough, although that is going to be a massive piggyback for them. They could have only been as far as the 20 on tackle 5 the way they were going.
And the key for the Roosters here is how they try to chase this deficit. They've got to chase it firstly with their defence, and they've got to get to be doing more defence at the other end of the field, which means their go forward's got to improve. Both those parts of their game at the moment are struggling.
So Amelia, again you hear first contact is very solid. He will play it short of the 40-metre line. Orbison outside with this impressive youngster Anthony Cherrington. His third game today, but he made his debut when the Origin players were out in round 10. Now Shillington. We've got a few mouthfuls coming off the bench. Shillington, Uasala, Cherrington, Orbison upended by Menzies. 25 minutes out from the line. Pierce inside O'Mealy, another run, ran straight at Mark Bryant, wrapped up centre field last tackle. 25 metres away from the line. Mitchell Pearce will provide the kick. Under pressure again from Ballon. He's pushed him off his feet every time. Up they go, and down goes the ball from Nick Bradley Galalawa. The Roosters, they are in this contest. It's 10-0. But they're going to have a full set inside the Manly 20.
It's not wise practice to be running head-on at Steve Menzies, who over his entire career has proved himself to be one of the best head-on defenders ever in the game. But at least the Roosters controlled the ball for their full set, didn't ask for too much, got it up the other end of the field, and now they've forced an error. Oh, look at that, 334 career games. Only, I think, 15 off the record now. And the most ever for Manly.
170th try last week. In the match against the Raiders, here's Anasta. On it comes for Gross, then fed on for Sean Kenny down. He is close, and we can't get you any closer than that. The touchy puts up his flag, the sideline official, and that was tackle 1 for the Roosters.
You know, sometimes when you're attacking, you've just got to take the knock yourself. You've got to throw the dummy and head back in field. Manly had the Roosters covered all the way through this play. And I dare say that when Anasta throws this pass, they were always going to be in trouble. Gross was out of room, so shoot to Kenny Dow, all the defence coming across field, and they had no option other than to throw him into touch. And I think Anasta should have dummied and straightened up there. Just created problems for his outside supports.
Just his hand went over the sideline there, and anywhere 6-7 metres inside the sideline, you'll be taken over with the defence coming across. It's a no-go zone. Maddai wrapped up by Pearce again in a show of strength.
Seagulls trying to get into trouble. They'll get a penalty for their own troubles.
Oh, well, it was 2 quick play the balls in a row, and the Roosters' defence had no dominance whatsoever. They've turned it over on tackle 1 3 times today. They've been caught the 3 or 4 line dropouts, and Manly have had about 3 or 4 6-agains in the course of play with the Roosters touching the ball. Hence the tackle counts for either side are worlds apart.
Seagulls 20 metres away from their line with Hall. A strong run got through the tackle of Shillington. And a second tackle not pulled up there from Cherrington. Orford looks snappy there for Watmo, then for Robertson. He's only 5 from the line. Manly players out on the right screaming for the football. They think there's space. Ballard has a crack himself and was tackled by Shillington. Can't get the quick play the ball though. Scooped up by Bryant. Then Orford holds it up. Lyon. Then inside. 19 says tackle. Only 2 away. And a crowd hero. They would have gone wild there. Bell back for Orford. Wants to have a little short side play. Oh, what Mo? It's popped out of the toaster. It just popped up in the air.
Change over.
Well, I don't know who he was trying to throw that to, but it was a breakdown on the last play. Look at that, he just popped it up and knocked it back over his shoulder, and everyone looked at it. No one in the Roosters wanted to pick it up.
By the way, for the stats junkies, in the last 4 halves, now a football as the Roosters make an error. Big Shillington, it'll be a scrum 15 metres out, but the last 4 halves of football, it's now 90 points to 2, Manly against the Roosters. 90 points to 2. That's a run.
That's a run, but they'll be aware of that out there at the moment. At the moment, it's 10-0, and the Roosters need to be thinking second half. Make sure that at half-time in this game that they are still in the contest. Shillington claiming that there was interference.
Love the way he picked it up. Difficult to play it again. Didn't bother about rating it with a foot as here is Madai back for Robertson. Held up 20 metres out by Mitchell Pearce, who's had to make 13 tackles so far today. Half back for the Roosters. This time Watmo on the short side on his favourite left side of the field. Lyon, Hall, Bryant with a fend. They'll get close as well. They have had to do some goal line defence in this match, the Roosters. They've done well to hold it just to 2 tries. Orford over the top, and Williams just had to wait for the bounce. If it comes to him clean, he scores. Then held up by Braith and Astor. 8 metres out for the line. Ballon across with Orford. On for Lyon. Passes, flat-footed. Watmo, Madai, Nick Bradley. Galileo slides and is over the sideline. Fair enough.
Well, now at the 31-minute mark, the 10-point looks all right.
Isn't that the rule?
Provided the Roosters can hold on to the ball. They'll make that 5 times now before tackle 2 or 3. They've turned it over. But somehow they've managed to defend their line and just keep it to the 10 points. Wow.
Rooster scrum feed, 10 out, Laurie Daly's sideline.
Well, the tactics for Manly early in the game was just to go over the advantage line and play with good support. The last 10 or 15 minutes, they've tried to play with a lot of sideways movement with their football instead of trying to turn the ball back on the inside and work on inside shoulders. I'm wondering what they're going to do 10 minutes out from half-time, where they revert back to what was so successful for them early.
Sean Kenny-Dowell has lost the ball. Looked like he got past Hall and then just lost it. Manly come up with the ball 12 metres out. Bryant finds himself with a footy. And forced to play it 5 metres out. Lyon, there is a cut out again. Williams this time on second bounce goes over. Brent Gross moved up and Astor couldn't cut it off. That's the play. Just didn't bounce it off the previous one.
And sometimes that bouncing ball is very favourable. We saw it with Newcastle's first try to McManus last night. Well, this time it's David Williams taking advantage of the turnover. And Sean Kenny-Dowell was actually knocked out by Glenn Hall. And then, well, a real cut-out pass from Jamie Lyon. And unfortunately, on this side, the Roosters player went down, gave Williams an easy pickup. And he was able to stroll over, and his good try-scoring run continues. Brent Gross unable to get the football. And he didn't have to run far for that one. As Orford misses the conversion.
Not that flash, the conversion attempt. Here's Lyon kicking from outside the 40. Minicello, not too many chances with the ball in open pasture today. Been hammered a couple of times in goal.
Yes, he hasn't been afforded an easy passage back to first-grade rugby league. Hasn't played since round 4. And he plays the game physically, and the opposition have made sure that they've done so as well. As the Roosters get a penalty, Sam Perrott out of dummy half catches the markers offside.
And the penalty right centre field at 40 metres out from the Roosters goal line. 4.5 minutes out from half-time. And they do find themselves at the scoreline that the Rabbitohs had to stare down the other night at Mount Smart, 14-0. O'Mealy with it. 35 metres away from the line. O'Mealy 13 tackles and 8 hit-ups today. With Shillington not able to offload that time. 28 metres from the Manly line. Orbison, one-handed pick-up, then for Pearce onto Anasta. Anasta straightens up and hit and spin. Lyon and Menzies there in defence. Now they've got the full right side of the field to work with. Pearce inside with Shillington, trying to run over the top of the defence and loses the ball.
Boys, he's lost the ball, we can't play on.
He tried to run over the top of Heath Lestrange. And Lestrange did a good job to hang on all the way down. And that's fine.
Well, I'm wondering why there's no play on. Why can't Manly pick up and run that ball? The referee said there's no play on. Just listen to him.
4! Ball's lost. I've already called 4, boys. He's lost the ball. We can't play on.
Because I've already called 4. Why would you call 4 while he's falling to the ground?
That's an amazing call.
Well, it's ridiculous. Now I think we've come back for one of these silly strip penalties.
Well, that can't be. That cannot be a strip penalty against Lestrange. It just can't be.
Don't start me with video refs today, Bossy. It's Sunday.
He was tackling him from behind. Here's O'Mealy with the ball. So what if he had his hand on it? On the ball, that is. Chris Ward overturns the decision. Can't edit that out, can we? Here's the ball with Mitch Orbison. He's only 8 metres away. That's staggering. In a weekend where we're all staggered. Everyone's staggering. Ball is knocked down. Watmo then chasing through, was held back by Soliola. Orbison came up with it. Well, Soliola held back by Watmo. At the end of it, you're going to get Manly with possession.
And Menzies hurt out there after a collision with Orbison. Go wide straight away, but Bell straightens up and goes centre field.
Well, there's another 3 sets in a row where the Roosters have turned the ball over before tackle 2. It's now got to the ridiculous point. They've just self-destructed here. Plenty of courage, but totally self-destructed.
Get a report on Glenn Stewart from Laurie Daly as Manly pulled up there. Crowd doesn't like it, Laurie.
Yeah, just a quick update on Glenn Stewart. It's a slight strain of the knee ligament. He's having a fitness test on the bike at the moment. He could be back in the second half. They're just going to keep an eye on him.
Is that what happened in your day, Gus? You come off with a bad knee and you have to hop onto a bike?
Would never have happened in my day.
Sometimes we were told to get on a bike.
Yeah.
Clock has stopped here in Brookvale.
I can't believe how long they warm up before a game. I mean, could you have handled that, Stella?
I'd have been exhausted before I got out there.
Well, these days, even the sideline officials do the warm down. Here's Minicello. He's 40 metres out from the line. Bell over the top.
You're kidding me.
No, we'll get vision for you. Run it on the roast. Here's Cherrington. He got past Bryant and then was knocked sideways by Lyon. Roosters desperate for a try coming up to half-time. O'Mealy. It was 6-all at half-time back in round 3 last year. And since then, the Roosters have only posted 2 points against Manly. At the same time, Manly with 94. 18 metres out from the line, the Roosters will play it. Orbison, Pearce, O'Mealy, Ken, they're flat-footed. On it comes for Senamadasari, decides to kick. Here comes Perrott, and it's kicked dead by Nick Bradley-Galalawa.
Well, he's done a great job, Galalawa, because he'd come up a long way and had to turn and chase. And the kick was a pretty good one. Gets through there, he had to turn and turned the wrong side, turned to the outside. And was able to just get the boot there in front of the despairing dive of Sam Perrott. It bounced up nicely for Perrott as well.
And this is where you need consistency and time off this line dropout. Manly taking all the time in the world coming up to half-time. And Orford, gee, he slipped and then fell on his knee, having taken the kick downfield. Shillington ended up with a pass from Mitch Orbison. It had a question mark on it. Now O'Mealy with it. Taken by Williamson. Seconds remain first half.
Yeah, got to do something here. It's the last play of the half.
Orbison, Shillington, then Anasta. Now he kicks. Here comes Sean Kenny-Dow. Williams under it again. The beard, the flying beard. No troubles at all. That ends the first 40 minutes. And the Manly fans are happy. Their team has scored 3 tries. Bell 2 in the opening 10 minutes. Williams 7 minutes before the break. All for the goal. And we go to half-time. Manly 14. The Sydney Roosters 0. Manly not infallible at home this year. They have been beaten twice here. Matches against the Sharks in round 1 and the Dragons round 11. But in the box seat here to start the second half at 14-0, and Bryant over the top of Soliola there. 15 metres out from the line. Watmo, he's able to make 7 or 8 metres. Tackled by James Orbison. Dummy half duties with Heath Lestrange. Ballon was very good in the opening to this match.
Matthew Watmo just a little bit dusty coming out of that tackle as well. It's the second of this second half as Lestrange takes it over the 40 and then thrown onto his back, and Watmo's still down. With Orford out of dummy half, earning his side a penalty. Mitchell Pearce was called out but got involved.
Well, it comes up late in the first tackle count of the second half. And now Manly will get an opportunity 30 metres out from the Roosters line. You can see Pearce never got to a position square as a second marker or a first marker. And home quite within his rights to rule penalty. Here's Lestrange. No use of Perry there. He ran straight through and the play totally breaks down. 11 metres out from the line. Manly start the second half with field position. Williamson across and then slides into the defence. The Sedamata Sarr. And then a low ball for Bryant. He's put it down. The Roosters hang on again.
Well, I've got to say, that was one of the worst sets of 6 I've ever seen in my life.
It wasn't that good.
There was nothing happening. Twice the dummy half looked up and there was nothing on. A couple had to run because they didn't know what to do. And in the end, Bryant said, well, I'll put us out of our misery. I'll just knock this on.
Well, that's a bit of a confidence builder to the Roosters as well, seeing that from the opposition. When you consider the 3 tries that were scored, they haven't actually been carved up by great play from the opposition. Bell over from dummy half, quite simply. A cutout pass to Williams that hit the ground. And Manly haven't been very good in the attacking department. If the Roosters can get on a bit of a roll here with some possession, well in this.
And only 1 try since the 10th minute in this match. So Mark Bryant protesting his innocence to referee Shane Hayne. Guilty as charged, Mark.
Yeah,
ball hit the deck.
He was claiming a strip.
Didn't do anything. You're right. O'Mealy, 32 metres out from the line. Orbison and away for this kick to go deep. It was from inside the 40, in fact inside the 30. And Nick Bradley Galileo is back there for it. The man who made his debut at the Tigers back in 2001, has had a stint over in England. Stewart, it's a long fitness test. He's still on that bike. He's on the Tour de France at the moment. Now there's an upending tackle on Robertson.
Yeah, I think it's Brent Gross.
Put him in a dangerous position, okay?
Penalty to Manly inside their 20. One of these tackles where Gross not helped by the fact that Cherrington let go and the balance is all askew then. And now Perry with the ball, 40 metres out from his own line and then 2 or 3 metres on the throw down to the ground. Lestrange for Bryant, on for Watmo. And he's just inside the Roosters' half, held up by Sarr. And so there, Pearce played 5 inside the Roosters' half, and now Bryant weaving back in field. Shillington there that time. Manly with Watmo at 14-0. Matt High got through Perrott. Left Galileo on his outside. Lestrange, Orford, and Orford with a dummy. Then Williamson, then to Galileo around the corner. Roosters, dare I say, hang on again. The scrum here at Brookvale in 9 Sunday football, with the Roosters to have the feed as they cling to this thread in the match. And Williamson around the corner, and Nick Bradley Galileo, he was over if he catches it.
It was sharp work by Matty Orford, coming back from right to left through the dummy, got his way through, deserved a try.
Laurie Daly snuck into the rooms at half-time. What can you tell us, Laurie?
Oh, look, I think the Roosters are just looking to get down the other end of the field and complete their sets of 6. For the Eagles, they just want to continue to do what they were doing in the first half, make sure their discipline's strong. And just on the Roosters, boys, Brad Fittler was looking for a lift off all his players. Mark O'Mealy been averaging 50 minutes per game against Parramatta a couple of weeks ago leading into Origin 1. He played 70. Here he is getting taken from the field. I think Fittler's identified he's starting to get a little bit tired today. Orford nearly found him out. 17 tackles and 12 hit-ups for Mark O'Mealy in that time on the field, and his replacement took the hit up there. Frank Paul Uasala, Frankie P. Pierce inside for Orbison. Orbison wrapped up 29 metres out from the Manly line. Well, for all their courage, can they turn that determination to hang on into points? Pierce very front out to an Asterisk called forward. Just when they were building up their first chance of the second half. And it'll be a Manly scrum fee.
And again, another turnover early in the tackle count. Going across field, that's gone a mile forward. The beat goes on. That is 7 times before tackle 2 now. The Roosters have turned the ball over and merely getting a rest. If he's panicking, Freddie, he's not showing it,
no,
is he?
He's certainly slumped in the chair, but in a relaxed state. The sun was out. He'd have suntan lotion on the nose, I reckon. Freddie. 15 metres inside their own half. Maddai with the ball and almost back to halfway. He's just carried on from last week's game against the Raiders, Steve. Maddai. Is Bryant bouncing away from Shillington and held by Uasala. On the 40-metre line, Roosters end of the field. Lestrange and Orford for Perry. Then lovely play through the centre. Menzies with a step. And then it is with Lyon, then a flick to Orford. Orford will go over for Manly. 3 of their big guns. Menzies, Lyon, Orford. It's 18-0 try of the day.
And their first 3 tries might have been just reasonably ordinary affairs, but this is one out of the box. And started by Josh Perry, who's been outstanding this afternoon. Back from a break, puts Menzies into a hole, comes back on the inside, attracts a couple, nice little offload, and then the flick pass, or the pass here to Jamie Lyon, and then the flick pass at the end from Matt Orford. Great combination. That was nice.
There's some lazy defence back in the middle of the field there. Orbison didn't close up the gap in behind to play the ball. Menzies with great footwork, and well, Lyon and Orford, they're free-running players. Once they get into the backfield, they really hurt you. Nice try to Manly. I'm getting the feeling that all the defence the Roosters did in the first half is going to come back to bite them. There appears to be very little juice in the tank at the moment to stage anything like a comeback. This has got danger signs about it.
Well, he would love to put his side more than 3 converted tries in front here, Matt Orford. Just 1 from 3. One of those did hit the upright. And it's also a boost to the side just to extend it by a couple, and maybe the opposition have got to score again 4 times to be in front.
Deal and Orford, not a good kick again, but he's managed to get it between the sticks, and I suppose that's all you need to do. 20-0, Laurie Daly sideline.
Yeah, the back end of the first half, I thought the Manly side were guilty of trying to go around this Roosters defence, but the change of angle with the football is working. They're working hard on the inside shoulders, and it's hard to keep your footing here. You can see Orbison just a little bit lazy, and when you play tight around the middle, your support play must be spot on, and that time the Eagles got it right.
And Laurie, I forgot to acknowledge, that's their 100. It's now 100-2 as we get into the 4th half, the last 4 halves.
Again, Maddai gets up holding that troublesome neck. Lines tries to go high. Minicello, a diving take, confronted by Orford. But again, Maddai having trouble with that neck after a collision.
Just in the process of bracing with a forearm when Orford got through to make the tackle. Anthony Minicello. Soliola. There's been no great opportunity for any dynamic attack from the Roosters today. Sean Kenny down across field and then intercepted. And he's onto the highway, Jamie Lyon. He got a green light, a green passage all the way through. And Lyon scores the try after Sean Kenny-Dowell went centre field. It is Manly's day here at Brookie.
And not a look of panic there from Brad Fittler, but very concerned about how this is unfolding, or has unfolded. He looks very trim at the moment, does Jamie Lyon. Pushed into 5'8" again. Sean Kenny-Dowell going across field, the ball forced out by the pressure of Steve Menzies. Braithen Astor claiming that he was offside. Lyon races away.
I know you don't want to comment probably, Gus, but if Heath Lestrange did a ball strip in the first half, then Steve Menzies has just stripped this ball out of Sean Kenny-Dowell by doing that, by just playing at the arm and the ball. Now, I don't agree, but that's what the video referee ruled against Heath Lestrange in the first half.
Yeah, Sean Kenny-Dowell just ran across field. He had a soft carry on the ball. Menzies applied a little bit of pressure and it popped up for Jamie Lyon. You know, you can't take that off them. I don't know why Sean Kenny-Dowell went over to that side of the field. Ran across field with the ball and he was an easy target. And like I said before the previous try, this has real danger signs about it. I really can't see the Roosters getting out of this, and it's going to take a big effort from a couple of senior players to hold them together. If it hasn't already got embarrassing, there's a fair chance it might.
So 56-0 here last year, and now 24-0 this year. I'll do a quick count for you, Sterlo, tell you how many players are backing up from that match. He's Orford successful. Let's go down to Laurie on the sideline.
Yeah, well, the Roosters certainly do need to be careful. Look, I think for and against could decide a position in the top 4 or the top 8. And the Roosters, they can't afford a blowout here with their players missing. They've got to stand tall in the final 25 minutes.
Then we saw Steve Maddai, normally his centre partner, come over to the sideline, and I'm pretty certain they would have got him straight off if they hadn't picked up that early injury to Glenn Stewart. It's leaving them a bit skinny up the interchange bench with 2 out of the contest, but I think they'll be very keen to get this man off. He's been in tremendous form, was wonderful in Canberra, just about their best, and he's been strong again this afternoon, but that neck is a real problem for him.
Now Bryant runs back from the restart of play, and it was Lapini Pay going up for the big hit. Only half a dozen players, in fact, backing up from that 56-0 scoreline. Interesting, one of the players on that beaten Roosters side that day was Heath Lestrange, the man going into dummy half here for Manly. It's worked out well for him. Here is Bell with the ball. He's back to the 30. 4 tries. And now 5 for the Seagulls. 3 in the first half, 2 since half-time. Now 5 inside their own half. Orford, quick hands, Lyon, they're away again. Robertson, Menzies there, got a low ball, still held on to it. Back for Wombo. They've gone down the highway again. Straight up the centre. That's the way to go here at Brookvale. You talk about the centre third. What about the centre metre? That's the way to go.
Now we're seeing some attacking football. All the damage done for the opposition in the first half. Manly weren't at their best, but the Roosters, well, they did their best to play themselves out of the contest. Wonderful ball there, catch and pass from Jamie Lyon into the hole for Michael Robertson. He's got a try in his last 5 matches, but this afternoon he's looking for support. No surprise to see Stephen Menzies, and took a difficult catch too. That was at speed, and then he just sums up the situation by putting it on the chest of Anthony Watmoe. Watmoe puts a finger up, he knows that was a nice one to finish off.
Yep, the Manly forwards have totally stood over the Roosters pack today. It's been boys against men, and we've still got 26 minutes to go in this game. And I can tell you that a rugby league field in first grade is the loneliest place to be for young men when the score is running against you like this, and there appears to be no way to stop the opposition. It is a very lonely place, and there'll be a few blokes out there in this Roosters side whose heads will be spinning in total panic at what's in front of them. They've got 26 minutes still to survive.
A little too much of this for Braithen Astor today for the Roosters' liking. Competition leaders down 32-0. Line away for Bryant to go through the drill again and bringing the ball back, and gets only as far as the 10. 2 very, very good tries since half-time. 3 in total, but the 2, Orford and Watmoe. Sensational stuff.
No doubt about that. And look, we haven't really made much of a point of the fact that Now, the Roosters are without Willie Mason, Craig Fitzgibbon, Nate Miles and Anthony Tupou. So, now, despite the fact this is pretty much the side in the forward pack that dusted up the Eels before Origin won by 20 points, you know, it's still missing plenty of strike power as Orford. Good kick, finds open space and distance.
Yeah, the Manly pack in this sort of form, a step up from how Parramatta fared on that night, and the Roosters just rolled over the top of them in the second half in particular. I think they slaughtered them in the second 40 minutes. His Perrott headed across field, and that's just about all the work he's had today. Just a few dummy half runs for Sam Perrott. He will play it 25 minutes out from the Roosters line. Sean Kenny-Dowell with a ruck.
Well, it's quite incredible from their starting 6 that took the game. Mark O'Mealy's had 12 hit-ups. Riley Brown 1. Mickey Payer 2. Lapini Payer 0. Sedamata Sarr 1. And at half-time, Mitch Orbison had 2. So in all their forwards combined, they hadn't done anywhere near what Mark O'Mealy had done.
Now a lobbed ball across for Brent Gross, trying to get away from Bill. Then inside with Sean Kenny-Dowell. He's lost the ball, and that tackle from Jamie Lyon. It's not his day here.
Well, he's a loose carrier of the football. You know, I think, you know, he can be guilty of this weekly. He does get it out in that wing, and with the contact up high, especially on a day like this, it's going to come out. But it's something he needs to address as to how he carries the football each time in first grade.
Sean Kenny, by his own admission, he's rocks or diamonds. Some days rocks.
Joining, guys.
Some days diamonds. I don't see too many diamonds today.
Stay in there, Mitch.
You could see Mark O'Mealy tried to physically, you know, lift his side in that first half, but it was just always negated by the fact they were coughing up the football. He came in with the same intent as he did against the Eels, but
Still.
Switch this scrum. I think Paul Nuasala and Josh Perry making it personal. Let's go down to the sideline, Laurie Daly.
Yeah, we know the Roosters are fatigued and they're making plenty of errors, and there's just not that continuity with the football. But in wet weather play, you need to keep it fairly simple so the players can understand and complete their role with no misunderstanding. And the Manly side have done that better than the Roosters this afternoon.
And that's that now, 112 to 2, but we're not counting. As Perry's got the ball, and he's just inside the Roosters' half. They had won the last 5 clashes against the Roosters, Manly. Here's Maddai with the ball. 40 metres out, knocked down there by Mark O'Mealy. Would have loved to see the big bloke latch on to an intercept there and run 60.
he was struggling to pick it up.
60. I don't think you'll ever see him run 60. He'll throw the big Duke out here and knock it down.
He's got the wood choppers back here. It's not.
No.
Menzies with the ball. Out for Orford, kicks early. Robertson flying. Michael Robertson and Williams and Sean Kenny-Dowell. He redeems himself somewhat, saving a try. He was under assault left and right there, Sean Kenny-Dowell.
And this will be the 5th line dropout for the Roosters this afternoon. Sean Kenny-Dowell went up, had to sprint back. He's got good pace, there's no doubt about that. And he can at times do some freakish things. But in a space with all that is also some loose carries and some lost ball that puts his team under pressure. Speaking of pressure, the Roosters, here they go again, more tackling practice.
And Orford just holds it up for Perry. Perry has taken over the top. It appeared to be around the neck. That's about as good as it would get. I reckon there's big drama here when they look at the replay. Payer, I think you're going to find, is in a fair bit of trouble. Mickey Payer came in over the top on Josh Perry. Orford just waited and waited, just dumped it up. One man low, one man high. Here comes Perry, props. And the video review committee do not care if it bounces up or whatever.
I don't know if it's hit him on the chin or not.
Well, it has gone up off the shoulder area first, but there's high contact. He's being called out now. Another 3 or 4 inches higher with initial contact, and he's
got a high tackle. He's come off the shoulder and coming there. Place that on report. Righto, get him down, mate.
Shane Haynes saying off the shoulder, bounced up, placed on report. But there wasn't much margin for error there.
Well, let's hope it doesn't take anything off his aggression. Mickey Payer.
I don't think it will somehow.
He's got that in the back of his mind, though, now. Kite is out there and takes the first hit up. And suddenly it does step up a notch here. O'Mealy there in defence with Cherrington. Little play here from Lestrange is beautiful. Robertson just had a little juggle when it was on the left. Gets early ball to Maddow. They may have scored out on that left corner. He's a good dummy half, Lestrange. Now Perry, O'Mealy rushed at him that time, didn't quite get him. 10 metres out from the line. Manly leading by 32 points to 0 as we get into the final quarter of the match. An unexpected scoreline. Orford for Lyon. Lyon with a dummy. Here he goes. He is tackled by Anasta. Another try saver. Then the ball is touched. Williams with it. Comes back infield for Manly. That is a classic tackle from Braith Anasta.
And tackle count restarted.
Orford, switch of play. Bell with it. He saved 2 tries today, Braith Anasta. One in the first half on Glenn Stewart. And that time on Jamie Lyon. Lestrange, Kite. And there's another good tackle. This time James Orbison. Manly 5 out. Orford, he's got Menzies there. Menzies with the ball. Kept it alive. Back for Matt Orford. Orford, one-handed pass. Nick Bradley Galileo goes over. They were slipping and sliding, and there's 3 Roosters left behind in the barn. And the Foxes away.
You'll find there's 4, I reckon, Bossy. There were that many of them down there. Interplay there between Menzies and Orford. I thought they might have taken advantage of a free interchange when Perry got knocked, but he stayed out there, no dramas. This is a great tackle. He was going to score, Jamie Lyon. And then Orford drops it back on the inside. Menzies keeps it alive. And have a look at Galileo. Dead set all over the place. And he kept his footing and improved the position. He turns Sam Perrott inside out here shortly, the number 5.
It's just a training gallop now, isn't it? It's like just watching one team practice their attack while the other team practices their defence. There's bodies slipping all over the place. Have they got any studs on at all?
Oh, can we have a... Oh, no.
Perrott,
It's like they're playing in their slippers.
Well, Perrott's almost taken the sideline official out. He got twisted and, as you said, turned inside out.
I know, it's a little bit funny if you're looking at it. Not funny for the players involved in the situation they're in, but...
Whoops. Whoops. Whoops.
Which way did he go?
Oh, dear.
Bradley Galileo, the try scorer. There's plenty of them here today. 7 tries in total now. 10 last year. 56-0. Didn't think they were going to match it here. Orford's got another 2. This is now embarrassing for the Roosters. Laurie Daly.
They're playing some really good football, this Manly side. I think they've slipped under everyone's radar this season. A lot of people expecting the Melbourne Storm and the Gold Coast Titans and these type of teams to be there at the end of the year. But Manly are doing it swimmingly at the moment. They're playing really good football. They're using the ball. And when they go through the middle third of the field, their support play's been enormous. They're a team to watch out for.
Just looking at those tackle counts there, the Roosters have made 234 tackles compared to Manly's 131. So over 100 tackles difference between the two teams.
Watch out for this tackle. Perry running back at Soliola. Here we go again. Wheeling back, call of held there. Well, now he's passed after being called held.
Well, guys.
Well, take your pick.
Kept on pushing on.
Take your pick. And Manly get the penalty coming into today. We'll just listen to this again.
Double it, tackle! Out!
Right.
Cold hell, guys.
It's
kept on pushing on.
very rarely that I don't see a situation like that where I wouldn't be happy for the man to be giving back the football. Let's go back, play it. Neither side penalised. You don't get penalised for passing because you didn't hit, and you don't get penalised for not stopping pushing on a dime when you're already doing so.
A no-call situation, which I understand they have in basketball. As now Orford's with the ball on halfway.
Well, no one's trying to do the wrong thing.
Well, they only got penalised because he passed it. If he doesn't pass it, they let him go. It's play on.
Now Lyon kicks, and here goes Williams again. He's got it on. Short, get it down this time. Williams has got there. David Williams did not give up. And he's so close to the dead ball line, but he's definitely got a hand of the ball. Was it in time? Video referee Chris Ward will determine that. But if he gets the try, it is because of determination.
And even if he hasn't scored, this young man is a real find. A strong runner of the football and good speed. Well and truly behind the kicker, Jamie Lyon. And Sean Kenny-Dowell had a big head start on David Williams. That's simultaneous at worst. And as far as I'm concerned, it's a try.
Right. I thought maybe Sean Kenny-Dowell may have got there just before him, did he?
Well, he hasn't tried to force it, Sean Kenny-Dowell. He tried to knock it dead. I certainly hope we don't get one of the ridiculous calls that we got last night, where they ruled that Preston Inu had forced the ball when he tried to pick it up. That's a try to Manly. You can't take that off him.
Want to put your life on it, Gus, right now?
Well, it should be a try.
Well, it should be a try, but I'm just saying, would you want to put your life on it?
On a video referee decision?
Exactly.
I wouldn't put your life on it.
Thanks for the support. And it's over to Chris Ward, man who was in the chair in the 99 grand final. No pressure on him really with this one. He says try. And David Williams gets his second for the day. Scored 7 minutes before half-time. Now he's got one 15 before full-time. Sterlo, can you believe it now? 42-0 going into today. The Roosters have conceded less than 3 tries on average per game. It's now up to 8 today.
Well, you know, you can believe it after seeing the first half, because the amount of possession, it just means that, you know, this was going to happen later on in the game. This was a tired chase from Kenny-Dowell. You know, they've done a lot of work. He had a big head start on Williams, but this just about sums up how both teams are situated at the moment. One's very tired, one's full of beans because they're on an absolute roll. And David Williams just hammers it home a little bit more.
There's no one in the Roosters side pulling this together at the moment. There's a lot of young blokes out there just hoping that the final whistle goes.
Well, if he kicks this, it's 100-0 at Brookvale. He's wide again. 42-0. The locals have never seen it better. And it's a huge boost on the points differential on the ladder too. He's Kite with a skip. The first time he's done that today. Just an edge goes off his run when he takes a hop forward. Now Hall, he's broken through the line again.
The Seagulls would have been very disappointed with their last showing here at Brookie, when Des Hasler didn't miss them after the game after going down to the Dragons by a couple of points. Well, they want to make this place very, very difficult for everybody to come, and a loss here just takes away from that. Well, this one rams at home that you're not welcome. And we'll run them up against you if you're anything less than at your best.
Right on halfway, Lestrange, Orford, they ran up at him, Warburton, now he's put a short kick in. Galileo on the outside, could have been marginally in front of Matt Orford. It was play on, and the Roosters have got the ball, played by Perry. And Minicello, in they come with Brent Gross. He found himself under pressure early in this game by Stephen Bell. Mitchell Pearce has gone to the sideline. Riley Brown going out there. And the Roosters 5 inside their half. Mitchell copped a pretty heavy knock early in the first half from the knee of Anthony Watmough. His payer. He's 5 metres inside the Manly half. Roosters just one interchange remaining. And Anasta, and it comes with Lapini payer this time. And a 2-man tackle, Hall and Watmough. 35 metres from the Manly line. Last tackle. Anasta, he'll just try his luck with a bomb as the rain teams down at Brookvale. Robertson underneath it. Does well and then tackled by a flying Brent Gross. Now Williams. Manly back to the 20. Robertson has done all that could be asked of him at fullback today. He's a very competent footy player, Michael Robertson. And has given Manly great value since coming from Canberra. Now Maddai is pelting down here at Brookvale. That's dampened the enthusiasm for the Manly fans. We'd like to have a run around the oval after full time here today. One of the attractions of coming along to Brookie. It's been a good week for them. Government funding approved for redevelopment here at Brookvale. That work will be done at the end of this season and next as Sean Kenny-Dowell gets outside the 20.
Yeah, that to the tune of $6 million. They already had 4 in the kitty. It's about half the amount of money that they're looking to do everything they would like to do here. And Brad Fittler will be watching this last 12 minutes very closely. You learn a lot about your players in these kind of situations. And he'll be keen just to cast his eye over how each player individually handles this adversity and how difficult it is out there for them. And he'll learn something about his players even in this, with the scoreline against him.
This is more than just a passing shower. This is what the Roosters had to put up with last Monday night against the Tigers. Dem comes bucketing down. Orbison kicks downfield under pressure from Lestrange, and there's been harassment on the kickers all day from Manly. Williams has got it, and in the conditions just wraps the ball up, cops the hit. And now Menzies with it. Menzies over the 30. And then he balks it to play the ball. Up goes Bradley Galileo. Outside the 40 for Manly. This is going to rocket them to the top of the table should Melbourne be beaten tomorrow night by the Titans, and they are the outsiders in that one, the Storm. And if that's the case, we end up with 5 teams on 18 points. 3 on 16. Watmo through the centre. It's the most alarming thing for the Roosters. Ground made right up the middle. Last tackle, Seagulls. Away for Lyon. Here's a high ball. Here's a tough one for Minicello underneath it. So too is Perrott. Perrott gets it.
Well, Minicello thought he had it, but I'd say in the wind and the rain, it just blew away from him. And Sammy Perrott had gone back to support and it blew straight into his arms. A penalty here for the Roosters, but Minicello really thought he had this. Then at the last minute, it just went. It was lucky Sammy Perrott was there.
Just under 14,000 here this afternoon as well. And now Shillington with the ball for the Roosters outside the 20. Still 9 minutes remaining. Still time for Manly to post the half century. Then you'll be searching for the record books. Back-to-back games against a side and top 50 to nil. That's still to come perhaps for the Seagulls. And Nasta. And out for Cherrington, tackled there by Menzies. He's come onto the field and just a typical Steve Menzies performance. Support play, his tackling is spot on. Played by Gross. Minicello bringing it back towards the centre of the park on halfway. Last tackle again. Shooting through this count. And with Anasta, stepped away from Lestrange, but there was pressure on the kicker again. Even at this stage, and even leading at 42-0. They are dotting the I's, crossing the T's. Manly in this one.
Yeah, he's got nice options, Des has, to work with. No Brett Stewart this afternoon, of course, and Michael Robertson goes back and does a very handy job there. And Michael Barney to come back from injury. David Williams on the flank. Galileu's done well this afternoon. And Glenn Stewart goes off in this game, and Stephen Menzies comes off the bench and can slot in anywhere for you. So he's got some things that he can work with, Des Hazard, again this year.
Now Menzies with it again, and that has been knocked down by Soliola. Soliola then flicks it up. That forces the knock on. Manly scrum feed inside their own half. And Brett Stewart, the lone origin player out of the Manly side, missing today. Scrum to pack down 5 metres inside Seagulls territory. Matt Orford just communicated a message there to Steve Matai on the short side of this scrum. Seagulls 8 tries to nil. Orford from the scrum. He's going to send him on the chase. Sean Kenny-Dale says, oh no, not again. Perrott leads the chase back for this one. It's short of the goal line. He slides back. Good pickup. Now Lyon's got him. And Perrott has done well.
That was a strange option. You're leading 42-0 and you just kick it on the first tackle from the scrum, and it didn't really look like the Manly players knew it was on.
Sam Perrott did. He was halfway back when the kick left the boot. He might have seen the little aside that Vossi pointed out between him and Matai.
Now Minicello with it. And he's back to halfway. Fell awkwardly in the Ballon tackle. Day for them, the Roosters. Riley Brown now with the ball.
If he was looking for a test for his back, Anthony Minicello, he's got it in spades this afternoon.
Orbison kicks from inside the 40. That was James Orbison. Bounced up nicely there for Robertson. A skidding bounce. Robertson really attacks the football, attacks the run, and then slipped into the tackle of Brown.
You're talking about Anthony Minicello getting a test for his back. You know, last time he did his back, it was actually sitting in the lounge at home. He just sat up and all of a sudden it pinched him. It wasn't the football that did it. So So I guess the big test is how he pulls up tomorrow morning, not how he feels after this barrage today. But it has been a very worrying time for him.
And now Lestrange on the line. They're going to send him on the chase again. Sean Kenny down. He's turned around again. Minicello gets back there first this time. Lyon and Williams and Minicello back over the goal line. Thankfully for the Roosters. Rose comes out of trouble. All clear. Mark Gasnier is fine. The Roosters having to kick from 25 metres out from their own line this time. Full set, only made 25 metres. Robertson, another sprint back for the Manly fullback. And again he falls short of Riley Brown. 5 inside their own half and now inside the final 5. Menzies takes a no-nonsense run at a dummy half. Tackle 2. And just inside Roosters territory, there's Kite. He's now inside the 40. They will keep on rolling forward here. Lestrange, they're lined up left. Orford can see the space. Oh, then he's tried to kick it, and he's had a shocker. He's had an absolute shocker. Dropped onto his boot like it was a house brick.
He stubbed his toe. He was on the outside.
Oh, no.
That was a field goal attempt.
Dear. Matty Orford. Well, it won't be so embarrassing at 42-0, but it's one he'll erase off the video.
Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. Oh, dear, oh, dear.
Oh, that's cruel. We had to show it again, didn't we?
He needs a sand bucket. He's got to replace his divot.
He had a smile on his face.
Riley Brown. We get a chance to, I'll tell you a third time, just to check it. Here's Minicello. All the Roosters fans got a laugh out of it. Anasta. Williams steady, and Williams has got the ball again this kick. How many games has he played? He's a veteran of 5 first-grade matches.
He nearly got that one below his legs. They were fanned out wide and the ball got low. Up he goes. Oh, no, on the chest.
Well, there hasn't been one bad Manly player today. But you've got to put this win down to their forward pack, I reckon. That opening gambit where they just kept driving the Roosters backwards, they totally stood over them, intimidated them.
Oh, I called you twice, mate.
Roughed them up, pushed them around, bent them back. And from there, the Roosters have never looked like recovering. Sure, the Orfords and the Lions and these fellas have carved them up since that time, but it was the big men early. That man there, Josh Perry, having a bit of fun on the sideline now. His work is done. I thought him and Kite were outstanding in the early stages.
And you can see behind them, Adam Cuthbertson. He'll be back after suspension, and Jason King sitting there as well as Glenn Hall takes it forward.
They're not going to get to 50 today, but the Manly fans that have stuck around after that torrential downpour, they want one more. They're greedy. They want one more against the hapless Roosters. Lestrange holds it up. Menzies, he's 19 metres away from the line. Only the 3rd tackle. You'd reckon there'll be another attacking kick from Orford somewhere in this. Hall, and then for Kite. Kite spun around, 12 metres out from the line. Tackle 4, 2 minutes remain. 42-0. Orford on for Watmo. Watmo, then for Robertson. Now for Maddai. Maddai close, good defence by James Orbison. Last tackle, Orford's in position to kick across towards Robertson at the post. Here he is. Orford kicks. Through they get. Jamie Lyon there. Bats it down. It's free for Manly. It's knocked back by Lestrange. Bell scoops it up for Kite. He doesn't know what to do with it. He throws it away. On the bounce through the legs of Orford. That was planned. Watmo kicks it back. They've found touch on the last. They've found touch.
Gee, they're playing bad, Manly. They've had some terrible passages today. Ah, dear, oh dear. It can only happen when you're 40 in front. That's as bad as it gets. Just watch this little passage. Back it comes. Lestrange throws it out the back. Picks up by Bell, gets it to Kite. Now here's a front rower with absolutely no idea what to do on 5th tackle. Lobs it over the back of Orford. Watmo gives it a kick back towards his own line. At least he found touch. He can say that much. Too good.
Yes, their kicking game. Their last 2 of their last 3 have been marginal. And now Perrott wrapped up. 37 seconds remaining. And now they've lost it. It's been stripped as the call. So the Roosters will get the last possession of the match. 56-0 here last year. 42-0 here today. And just for the record, they were wiped out in round 3 last year as well. 30 points to 8. It is a massive margin Manly's way in the last 5 halves of football. Kick goes over the top. It'll be fielded by Nick Bradley Galilauer. And it is a red letter day for the Manly Sea Eagles. And you may well find them at the top of the table at the end of this weekend, displacing the team they have just towed up, the Sydney Roosters. 42-0, 8 tries to nil. Roosters would be happy if they never had to come back to Brookvale ever again. 56-0 last year, 42-0 today. And that stat we've been telling you about during the game, it's a run of 112 points to 2 they've got at the moment on the Sydney Roosters.